Do we think that the increase in Gambians coming out to vote, what do we think about it? Are they voting for a party? Are they voting for an individual? When going out to vote, maybe this is something we can discuss. The average Gambian, what do they anticipate will come out of voting? When you put that marble in the box, what is the expectation? Is it just to put Omar Ba in power, or is it because I like the party color? Or really, these are the things that we should really talk about in terms of how me putting that marble in that ballot box will translate to improving my economic or social status, having electricity 24 hours, having clean water. How does it translate the voting process, me going out to vote? 90% of registered Gambians voted. This is a very high number. Are we looking at changing anything in terms of when we do vote, when we do change and vote for a different National Assembly member?
Yeah, you've asked what is responsible for the increased turnout. Of course, many factors could be there, but again, one major factor could be open democratic space. It's a factor. This is the first election after the change of the dictatorship. So we can see the environment is open, not only even the voters themselves, the electorate, but even in terms of politicians. We've seen an increased number of politicians. For instance, for the first time in the history of the Gambia, we saw over 20 candidates showing interest or contest for the presidential election. What is responsible for that is because of this space. So let's say it translates to the voter turnout in the election. Of course, when people go to vote, they vote on many things. Some for development, but some also for security. Some will think, okay, this guy may not deliver, but at least I'll be safe to be able to be going around to be doing my things. This one, I'm not sure. My security is at a balance. So let me go. They said, well, a lesser evil will come. You have two evils, then let me go for a lesser evil. So these are all factors that can come into play when people are voting in the election. So he made mention of one thing, that is limited awareness, people in terms of civic education. There's much more room for improvement. And he's making a very good recommendation, that is to try to catch them young. Of course, maybe some of us are old enough to be trained again. Maybe we are not training, but at least the young ones that are coming, it's good we try to target them. And for that for information, the NCC have collaborated very well with MOPSI, that is the Ministry of Basic and Secondary, to make sure that we have civic education back into the school system. And that is something that we've gone far. Right now, we've started the piloting, and it's going to be a compulsory subject from primary school up to grade 12. The curriculum is developed, the syllabus is developed, even the examination syllabus is developing, and submitted for the regional office in Ghana for approval, because in the sub-region, that is West Africa, those that go for WASP. It's only in Nigeria that is doing civic education as a subject. Ghana, they do what they have, what they call social studies, and they embed civic education, it goes up to grade 12. So for here, it's only when you are doing government, then you have some ideas about how government operates, how. That is why we see some candidates will come. Because of their background, they don't know much about how government operates. Because when they speak, you know straight away, this one don't even know how the government operates. Because here, when you are in the sciences, you think all your job is about figures, calculating figures, the rest you are not interested. When they talk about the constitution, you say, no, that is for lawyers. You don't want to talk anything about the constitution. So we think when we make it a compulsory, it does not matter what field you are doing, you will have the opportunity to learn it from primary school. Actually, you want to start from grade 4 up to grade 12. And you do that Gambians level and also at WAS level. So that's the plan.
The parliamentary elections, it is argued that we're going to vote based on party lines. We're going to vote based on older social parties, like ethnicity. And for instance, during the community outing we had in Assembly and in Jalambere, there was this old woman in Jalambere who said she is not going to vote for a particular candidate because she has not been seeing him around when they have funerals, when they have other social functions. And because of that, she is not going to vote for that person. And again, somebody else did this maths that their enemy for a whole 5 years, all the time that he spoke in Parliament, putting all the times together, he spoke not more than 30 minutes.
Wow, for 5 years?
For 5 years, he spoke not more than 30 minutes on the floor of the House. And this also tells you that education is very much important. It is important that when Parliament is at the session, their electorates know what they are about. And that is why some would want to post for the local language to be spoken in Parliament. But also, I think there is also another motive behind it. It is to give advantage to those that do not deserve it. For many who sit in Parliament and do not speak, it's because they do not meet the requirements. They cannot express themselves in English language. And as part of the requirements, for anybody to go into that house, the person must be able to speak fluently in English language. There should be that requirement. But again, you ask yourself, what is that basis? Who measures fluency in English language? Because there is no test that is conducted by the IEC or any other institution to say, you must present this before you are elected into Parliament. So that is just for anybody to come and say, I can speak the English language. And that is what. And that is why we fail. But also, there is no substitute for any government in the Gambia. That is my belief. All other political parties in the opposition, they are not a good substitute for the incumbent. That is to say that there are no internal democracies even in these opposition parties. We've seen how primaries were conducted for these parliamentary elections. Some went on to do a consensus to say that please allow the president to go. And some parties think that it is a bad right for other people. In my constituency, for instance, the UDP is the incumbent. And for those that applied to buy the seat this year, we're told no, we are keeping him. And what would happen is they're going to compensate these people in 2026. So now it becomes their bad like that. They wait until 2026. That even if somebody else comes somewhere who is competent enough, will not be given that. But again, these political parties, this is where we are a problem. You cannot have a committee, a selection committee of all dropouts, and you think they're going to select a candidate who is competent enough. Where are they going to get it? They do not have a standard, so they cannot set standard for any other person. And this is what happens. In all the constituencies, you tell them that our democracy or our party structure is that you do the primaries at the constituency level. But those that are responsible do not have the standard themselves, much more to set standards for other people. So this is where we get all these problems. But the community outreaches that we do, they make it a lot of impact as well, because a lot of people are also able to relate and know for themselves that our expectations of candidate A is not what actually is the function or role of that person in the National Assembly. But what do we do with all these things? It is the politicians, for me, I think the politicians have a greater space than we do. Once they communicate, at the go, they're able to reach thousands than what we do. Because at civil society organizations, our membership is so much more, and our reach is also very small compared to the political parties. So the oppositions even are not a substitute for Barrow. And Barrow continues to be a mess because he did not have, or he does not have, opposition parties who will keep him in check.